Shadow Corner family. It's your friendly neighborhood life coach, Sayen. I hope you're having a wonderful day and that everything is going your way and no hiccups, no nothing. I send nothing but great vibes to you today. So, as we are, what's the best way to describe? As we're moving forward with our next guest, yesterday we had one talking about the divine feminine in its midlife, how we should honor that stage of our life instead of fearing it. So now we're going to be talking about faith over fear, the art of staying grounded in purpose. Now, for those of you that don't know, I have a Christian background. My mother was Baptist and my father was Apostolic Holiness. So there were a lot of things that they taught us about the beauty of service. There was different gifts around, but one of the gifts that, ironically, my family had was the gift of service. So today's guest, she knows what it means to serve selflessly and by staying grounded in her purpose. So I will be introducing you to her in just a second. But I want to go ahead and remind you guys of some things. Please also note that we have the book, Breaking the Silence, Volume 3, Voices of Survivors, is out now. It's been out since September 25th. And not only by you buying the book, supports the show, but it also supports Shadow Corner and all its endeavors. Being able to do what I do, in hindsight, is not cheap. But I try to support this channel the best I know how, but it's up to you, the fans, to keep me going. So as we're going into this lovely October season, I want to remind everybody also that no matter what we're going through, there is always someone that you'll have to serve in order to, there's always somebody that you have to serve in order to get to where you need to go. And I believe that sometimes we lose sight of that. In so many ways, I never forgot where I came from, nor did I forget the people that helped me. So by you guys being here and by you tuning into the channel, it really warms my heart to know that the job and my purpose and being a servant to you, it will touch you or has touched you in some type of shape, way, or form. Also, don't forget about the Perspectives on Cancer, Strength and Resilience. That is also a book that I was featured and co-authored in. Just some things that for you guys to note. But you're not here for me. You're here for Miss Lilian. So I'm going to stop chatting and I'm going to bring her up. So, family, you're in for a treat today. My guest is someone who truly embodies grace, strength, and divine purpose. Miss Lilian Loom. She's a proud mom of 5, a powerhouse entrepreneur, keynote speaker, and the founder of Divine Healthcare Staffing, Inc., a company built from the heart and inspired by her journey of caring for her late mother. Lilian's story is one of faith, compassion, impact, and from being honored with a 2024 Equity Entrepreneur Award and the 2025 Inexclusive Leader Award, to creating Mama Miracles, a faith-based retreat and movement that uplifts mothers and celebrates gratitude. She continues to pour love, leadership, and light into her community. She brings culture, storytelling, and spirit into everything she does. So today, I want you to give your undivided attention to her because we're all going to learn something from her. She's bringing the same energy right here to Shadow Corner. So family, let's welcome the incredible Miss Lilian Loom. Hi, Miss Lilian. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Sayen, and you?
I'm good. I'm ready to start this lovely conversation.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about, I know I like glazed over it, but like tell us about you. Like what um share a little bit about who you are and what inspired your journey into caregiving as an entrepreneurship.
Okay, yeah. So thank you so much for the introduction. I was listening, like, wow, is that me?
We
So
just
yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I can't imagine it will be 8 years this month, October, that I started my home care company from scratch, from registration to anything, starting to get my first clients. I was all inspired by my late mother's journey, right?
Mhm.
Like 8 years ago or nine, 8.5, I knew nothing about taking care of seniors or people that I need until my mom became sick. We had to bring in people into our home. I saw the need, I saw how important it was. And when she finally passed, I was like, there should be families needing this type of service. And it's so helpful. And I had the heart to serve, right? To help others, because that is what my mom would do. So I know the only thing I can do to have her every day in my memory is to start a business like this to help other families. And it has been terrific, right? The help, the
Right.
feedback we get from people, yeah. And then very recently, due to, being a mom of five, I've seen it all, saying, the good, the bad, the ugly,
Right.
for myself, my kids, that's how the Mama Miracle was born. I know as mothers, we go through a lot, and I think we need some time to have for ourselves, right? A day just for us, or an activity just for us moms, or for women. So that is how I'm also like, the visionary behind the Mama Miracle brand that I'm just building. We're going to have many other components to it, but for now, we just started with the retreat. Yeah.
Okay. So I know you said that divine healthcare was born out of caring for your late mother. What
Yeah.
lessons from the experience shaped the way you lead and serve others? Because I know serving is one of those things that some people not look down upon, but it's like it's overlooked because it's not exactly the first instinct for people nowadays. So, what lessons did you learn from that experience that shaped you and helped you serve today?
So what I learned, Sayan, is just as I said, I never knew about home care. I never thought about it. So life is something that we don't know tomorrow, right? When we are living today, like treat people at your best because you don't know what tomorrow could bring, right? Like my
Right.
mom, she was healthy. She just had a light headache or something, went to the hospital. She had this diagnosis for cancer and she just went downhill, right? Looking at somebody that we used to look upon, for advice, for help, for care. She was like a vegetable at the time she passed, right? I saw
Mhm.
how life could change with the blink of an eye. So that made me, I learned a lot, right? The way I look at things today is not the way I looked at it before my mother's illness. I'm very current, I'm very conscious in the things I do, in what I say, how I treat people and everything. And I'm also like telling people to do same. you know we have to be responsible for every act in all what we do, make sure we're staying right. Don't look at somebody's situation today and say, oh, maybe laugh at them. You don't know what tomorrow could bring, right?
Right.
We just have, yeah, to be positive and treat people the way we want to be treated at all times.
Okay, so let's jump into like faith and purpose. So you often speak about divine purpose and faith-based leadership. How has your faith guided you through both personal and business challenges? Because I know some people they struggle with the two, and it's not um because it's like even though you're building, you're growing, but life still happens regardless of how you feel or how you see things. So how were you able to balance the two?
Yeah, so faith and purpose, my business and personal life, saying, God is almighty, right? Like he is at the forefront of everything I do. I've just become a coach without even knowing because I get people come to me to ask for advice. And I think that's what a coach does, right? like
Right.
helping to direct people, in whatever difficulty they might have. I've had people coming to me for this and that. And then when I tell them things, they go and it works. And I'm like, okay, so it means somehow I'm a coach. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to faith and purpose, I know God is the Almighty. So I always seek for guidance from Him in everything that I'm trying to do. I'm human. I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect, but I always know I have to seek guidance, from God Almighty to make sure I stay on the right path, right? Like one
Right.
of our values is doing the right thing at all times, behind closed doors, in plain light, we make sure we keep it right. And sometimes if I do fail, or my team member or anybody, we accept the responsibility. We take feedback and then it helps us to improve.
Okay. So, what does servant leadership mean to you? And how do you model that in your company and community?
So servant leadership, yeah. So whatever I'm doing, it's based on love, right? It's based on the love. Just like today, I had this discussion with one of my clients, and I was telling her, the work we do in the home care space, we deal with a lot of emergencies, right? Sometime I'll get a client call me like, oh, Lilian, I need somebody in the next 1 hour. Can you send me a staff, to come and help our senior living facility? I'm not asking her like, oh, how are you going to pay me? Or, can you send me a confirmation by text or something like that? For me, serve first. I'm very happy if I can save somebody from a situation, and then before I see how I'm getting paid, right? And
Mm-hmm.
even I've had cases like that. Some people are not so like prudent. You do a service for them and they don't want to pay. That's fine. What I know is I have a clean mind. I know I did a service that helps someone. That is what is really important for me. Yeah. The love in what I do, making sure I'm helping others, especially those that cannot help themselves, right? There are
Mm-hmm.
people that are totally dependent on us to come in and support them. They can't help themselves. So it's very important for me to make sure that they are getting the care that they need at all times.
Okay. So, are you like open? Do you have private clients? Are you in exclusive? Like, do you have private clients? Because, like, I know some people when they dispatch out healthcare workers, there's like they have to have like some types of contracts, or they have to do that, and they always ask for the money first. But you're not doing that. You're sending out the help first
They
before
help.
anything else.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
that is great.
Sometimes when I tell the client, like they are like, how are they gonna pay? On the first phone call, if they're needing somebody immediately, I'm like, no, we come and serve you first, and then we send our invoice. Some people
Okay.
are they are shocked, right? Like, really? I'm like, yeah, we provide the service first, and then we get paid.
Okay. So also you've been honored with the award of the Equity Entrepreneur Award and Exclusive Leadership Award. What do those recognitions mean to you beyond the title? Like, how does it make you feel with all the boss things that you're doing? What was your first reaction when you got them?
Honestly, like the very first one, Sayan, was the Equity Entrepreneur Award, right? I'll never forget that afternoon. I was working on my desk, just about to finish up and close for the day. And then I get this pop-up email. Like when I read it, I was in denial, right? I'm like, no, that cannot be me, like who knows me? An award, like I've been, so first of all, I got the nomination, right? It was a nomination email. I'm like, no, I don't think these people, I think this is the wrong person or something. And immediately I wrote the guy, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think this is for, like, I was so in denial, right? And I'll never forget his response that he sent back. He's like, Lillian, accept the honor and go through the process. So I came back that evening and I sat through it and I'm like, you know what? I don't have anything to lose, Let me just do all what they're asking and send it. And I got it. That was also a very good lesson for me, right? Like we shouldn't be quick to say no to things. Give a try. And if it doesn't work, you've done your best, right? And then like receiving those two awards for me, Sayan, it has made me, because they are not things like I applied for or something. It just came. So having those 2 hours has made me to know like people are watching, right? Whatever we are doing, know that people are watching you, because they're all from nominations or from this or from that. People are seeing. If you're doing good, they are seeing. If you're doing bad, you're being monitored, right? By people you
Right.
don't know. Yeah.
So I'm gonna shift gears for a second. We talked about your business and your meaning of what leadership and faith and purpose is. So let's talk about the personal. You're a mom of 5 kids and a community leader. I know you have to balance everything out because 5 kids, girl. Uh, that right there, ooh, my hat is off to you. But like, how do you balance nurturing others while still making space for your own growth? Because I know that's not easy. I know we talk about balancing personal and business, but like, what are some tips that you can give other people when they're trying to balance the same thing?
Okay, so when it comes to my family and my business, see, I've told many people that have come, like I have entrepreneurs or moms that are struggling with this, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
we have to accept that we can't do it all at all times, right? I too, I seek for help. Wherever I see like I'm really lacking, if I can get help to come in, I do it, right? I know sometimes it could be costly for people that cannot afford, but we have friends, we have family. And what I've learned in life is it's hard for people to say no, especially when it's something really genuine, they see the need for it. Ask, right? Even the Bible says, ask and it shall be given unto you. So I advise people to ask. If you know maybe you need someone to help with something and you can't get to it, ask for help. Sometimes I'll get a babysitter to come in, like if I really have to be somewhere to be with the kids, or if I have some meetings, I can't get to something, I get help, right? So
Right.
I seek for help. And then when it comes to, I won't use the word balance, because there are days that I'll give in more for the family and less for the business. Just depending wherever the priority is at that moment, that is how I do it. Because I have like a week that I'm just home, managing home things, the family. And then I have a week sometime that I'm out on business errands, but I make sure I put in place the needs of the family back, right? By getting help from someone. Yes. So people
Okay.
should learn to ask for help, seek for help.
Okay. So you do the balance of the scales where it's like wherever the chips fall, that's where we're gonna go. You just go with the flow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know that many caregivers and leaders struggle with burnout. What practices help you? I know you said that you ask for help, but like what practices help ground you and refill your cup?
Like retreats. I love retreats. That's
Hmm.
why the Mama Miracle brand, the first branch of it is the retreats for mothers, because I know it's really hard for some women to have a day for themselves, right?
Hmm.
Not to talk of an hour, and then a day, like that is huge. But if you know you have a retreat upcoming meant for mothers, like if you can look at my post when I had this retreat upcoming, I made a post like for dads, right? I'm like, dads, please make it possible for the mother of your kids to be able to come to this retreat, right? It's a day for them. Like they need it. They need to come to recharge themselves, to unwind, to wine. So when they come back, they have the energy to keep going. So I believe in, having retreats, taking a day off, or have a day off for myself and with other women, if I can. Um, there are sometimes even my kids, they know, right? I'll tell them like if they want to come in, I'm like, no, my door is shut. I need some time for myself, please. And they listen, right? Like,
Hmm.
please, I need time before I can come back to you. We should be able to like air out what we need. Don't assume, right? Because sometimes you might just sit and think people know what is going in your mind. No, that's not the case. tell them, and then they're gonna react accordingly. Yeah.
Okay. So, in the moments of exhaustion and doubt, what reminds you to pause and realign yourself?
So even in the Bible, it says Jesus rested, right? He rested, right? He took some time.
Oh, shoot.
If our Lord, if he rested, what about me, right? So when I see like it's so overwhelming and everything, I just slow down. Like this week, to be honest, Ian, we are even starting this late, right? I've been like back to back, back to back. Two
Mhm.
nights ago, it was almost like 7 p.m. that I started my day at 9 when the kids left. I still had a whole to-do list. I was
Okay.
getting so worried, and I'm like, you know what? I will stop here. I stopped and I went to bed. I'm like, whatever it is, it's gonna wait, right? Like,
Right.
I speak some German too. There are some words that when I say it in German, I'm like, I said überfordert, like I'm just I can't do it anymore. We should learn to like let it be and then come back when we can, right? So I
Right.
left it all. They seem as if they were like, urgent or whatever, but I was done. I left it, and the following day I came and I continued from where I ended, and everything is fine. And also, again, as I say, like the Bible says, the truth will set us free, right, Sayan? That is not, it's so true. Because sometimes maybe you're late to send out something to a client and you think, oh, if you start beating around the bush, but if you tell them the truth, so say I had an email to send or something to send to a client, right? And I didn't that night that I was so tired. You think if the next day I tell that person that I was so tired last night, I couldn't do anything, I just had to go to sleep, that person will be mad at me rather than saying, like, oh, bringing some stories that I don't know. Like, I keep it at what it is. And I say, if that client wants to cease working with me because I said I was tired, I couldn't do anything at that moment, then that's fine, right?
Right.
Fine as well. Yeah.
Okay. So, hang on a second because I think I have to adjust the mic and the camera really quick. So, 1 second.
Okay.
All right, good people. Apologies in advance. For some reason, I feel this popping out of my mic, and I have no idea where it came from. All right. So, we're going to shift gears a little bit and start going into connection and community. So, you bring your African storytelling and dance into your work. How do these cultural elements create healing connection for people?
Yes, so I'm African and I live in a very diverse world here in Canada, right? We have people from all backgrounds. Like I'm always very happy saying, I meet people from like everywhere, even places that I've never thought of, right?
Right.
And what I've learned over the years is people are very interested in knowing about other places, right? Like when you meet someone and they ask, where are you from? I don't take it like negative, like some people will. Because if you meet someone like, they sound different, they look different, you want to know where they're from and learn something about them. So, like before, to be honest, I found that to be, I didn't really like it. Like maybe they're thinking I'm not from, like they're putting me in a different level, in a different class, right? But as
Right.
time went back, I'm seeing it as something very positive. Like they want to know more about me. So that is why I'm bringing in my culture now. Like when somebody meets me and they want to tell them what we do back home. I'm from Cameroon, you know. our culture, the things we value, and this and that. And it's so interesting to them, right? And I stick in their memory, Say we have like a networking event and we do a little African dance before the event starts or after the event. Like I stand out, right? People
Right.
don't forget me, because I do things that nobody else is doing. And it's something that is new to them. They are happy to learn something new. So that is why I really want to bring in my culture anywhere I am to make people happy and to be memorable, right? Like they know me. I love that. I like to be known.
I love that. I'm currently doing research on my ancestry and everything too, and then I'm really excited to see exactly where in Africa I'm from. So
Okay,
it's like when you talk about bringing your culture into your work, that's something
right.
that I want to bring that as well. And it's good to see that when we align that with our purpose, we never forget, like I said, where we came from.
Right. And again, just to say, like with the Mama Miracle brand, I have it in mind, it's in progress. To also bring like catering into it, where I
Hmm.
can showcase some of our foods back home, like what we eat. I have a lot of memorable dishes when I was a kid, that I would die for and things like that. I would really want to bring out my culture and show out, to the world where I live with the people I'm dealing with every day to know more about me. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us more about Mama Miracles. What inspired this movement and how does it celebrate the power of motherhood and divine preservation?
Yes. So mama, right? Mother, mama, and then miracles. So before I like launched the first retreat that we had early this month, I spoke to quite a few moms, right? I'm like, can you think of any day, or any time, in the upbringing of your child that something happened and you were like, thank you, God. Like you were so grateful, right? That it
Mhm.
didn't go the wrong way. And like I started getting stories, right? One was like right from birth, during pregnancy, and this, they know God was there for them, right? So I think every mother has a miracle that happened to them for themselves or for their children that they know God was there, took care of them, protected their children. So that is how the whole Mama Miracle thing, like it's everything about like it's Thanksgiving, right? We are
Mhm.
thanking God for all the miracles He has done in our lives, in the lives of our children. And I think, when we come back and say thank you, like the impact multiplies, right? Like we
Mhm.
say it in our minds, we say it in our hearts. But if a group of women should gather to say thank you, Lord, acknowledge it, the impact is really gonna multiply.
I feel that. So
Yeah.
what message do you hope women, especially mothers and caregivers, take away from this retreat or hearing your story in general?
To keep like to be grounded in their faith, right? To always know that God is there and we should always seek Him first. So, Sayan, I was watching a YouTube video. Sometimes I do my teachings or learnings, on YouTube,
Mhm.
saying Bible verse. I just type that verse on YouTube, right? Maybe somebody has preached something on it, and then it helps my understanding. So I can't get to the verse right now, but there was this guy. He said something that really, you know, stuck with me. He said when people have a situation, they try in every way by themselves, to seek for help. They go here, they go there, and then at the end, it doesn't still work, right? Like when they've tried everything else, it doesn't work, then that is when they come to pray. So he was like, why don't you just pray first? Like it doesn't cost you anything, right? you
Right.
go and try to do it by your own strength, it doesn't work, and then that is when you come now to pray, right? He's like, why don't you just pray first and get the breakthrough? So that was really, when I heard that, I was like, wow, this guy, he's really smart. So I put everything, like I'm human, as I said, I go through difficult times, but I know whatever it is, God has a plan, right? Even if
Mhm.
it doesn't work the way I want, you know, we might want something else and he plans something else for us. So I just go with the flow. Yeah.
Well, it's like I'm glad. That's really great that you see life that way as well. Because I know, like you're right. A lot of people they go head gung ho first into trying to ask everybody outside,
Yeah.
right, outside of God, outside the Spirit, and they don't realize that the first direct phone line that you should be asking for is
Right. Yeah.
so. It's really great that you keep that and you keep that in your business and you keep that in your personal. So on Shadow Corner, we often talk about the healing and the shadow work that you do we do inside in order to build the person that we are. So what's something you had to unlearn or heal within yourself to walk fully in your purpose?
Something I had to come again.
Okay, so in general, it's like before becoming the person that God made you to be, there were
Right.
some habits, some things that you had to unlearn, probably people that you had to let go. What did you have to heal from or unlearn in order to become the woman that you are today? Because I know you didn't start off as the entrepreneur. There, once upon a time, there had to be somebody before the entrepreneur.
Right. So like before I had to think I have to rely on people for my success. That is what I knew at the beginning, right? Like, oh, I need to contact this person to be able to achieve this. I need to contact this person, or without this person, I won't be able to get here. But time has proven that that is not the case, right? Like, honestly, I'm saying this, that is not the case. I'm saying if I start to give scenarios here, we'll be here till morning. Right now, I'm putting my focus on God for whatever I need, right? It's not like I sit and I don't do anything, right? Let's say I need some new business. I'm doing all the things that will lead me to get a new business, but I know it's God that can give that business to me. It's not this person that I need to meet at this office to help me, or this or that, right? As I used to think before, because I've had a lot of situations where I was relying on somebody, like I knew in my mind that without this person, this is not going to work, right? They let me down. Again, as I said, I turned to God, I prayed, I fasted, and things worked out without their support, you know?
Mhm.
So that is it.
I'm a
I
little
hope
guy.
one of the young.
Okay, so here's my final question, and I'll let you go to enjoy the rest of your day. If someone listening feels called to serve but doesn't know where to start, what's one piece of wisdom you'd like to leave with them today?
Yes. So us as humans, mothers or women, men, I believe there's something that we can offer, right? Being a human being, I think there's something that you can offer. Like there's nobody I've spoken to, an entrepreneur or an employee, that doesn't have something they're thinking in their mind, right? They want to do this, they want to do that. Start. What I would say is start. Because some people think they have to get everything right, right? They have to feel right, they have to have this set up completely. Even it's been 8 years I'm running Divine Favor Healthcare staffing, saying I'm still learning. I still come across situations that I've never come across, right? I still
Okay.
know about things that I have to do to make things go the way they have to be. So if you're waiting for the right time, you will never have that right time. Start, you will learn along the way and you will build it. Yeah. So whatever you have in your mind, look for ways, contact people. Like here, I was just telling a friend very recently, we have the line 211. Let's say you have an idea or you have something, you call them, they can direct you like what offices to reach, that can help, say if a business idea or you want to open a coaching or something, they can give you like those initial guidelines to get started, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
So what I'll say is whatever you have, start. Yeah. Start it and then you're gonna build it. Don't wait for a right time because there'll never be a right time.
I hear that. Well, Miss Lillian, it was great talking to you, and I can see that everything that you do is all not only faith based and purpose based, but it's something that you love to do, and you're walking with it, and you're carrying it graciously. And we
Yes.
appreciate all the advice, the wisdom, and everything that you've given us on the show. We really like to bring you back for another segment. So we appreciate you for your time and everything that you've given us. And we're going to let you go here.
Thank you so much, Sayan. My pleasure. Thanks for having me. And anytime you need me back, let me know.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, let people know where they can contact you and get in contact with you before you go.
Okay, so I'm on LinkedIn. Like everyone knows, I love LinkedIn under the name Lilian Loom. If you put Lilian Loom and start, I know maybe a few people might come up. Start typing the name Divine Favor Healthcare Staffing. I'm gonna come up. I'm also on Instagram, but not so active. And a company to Divine Favor Healthcare Staffing. We are on LinkedIn and on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right. You heard it, folks. So you know where to find her. Instagram uh, and LinkedIn. You can find her on the Lillian Loom. But if you can't find her that way, you go to Divine Favor Healthcare Staffing Inc. with Lillian Loom. So that way you can directly find this lovely lady. She'll be your coach, your guide, and everything in between.
Yeah. Oh, our website too. Our website is under home care. So it's divinefavorhomecare.ca. That's our website.
Okay.
Divinefavorhomecare.ca. Yeah.
And I'll get all the information for you guys and put it in the show notes. So that way you'll have it and you can talk to herself and collaborate with her. But thank you so much, Ms. Lillian. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. My pleasure. Bye.
See ya. All right, so good people. So to wrap up this situation, I know that we are in a life right now where we're in the hustle culture, where it's like hustle hard, live hard, all the things. But there's so much more that you can do. When you're walking in favor and you're walking in faith, these things become easier. You may not know it at the moment, but your purpose is wherever your gifts lie. So when you think about starting a business or anything else, and I'm telling you, I'm a testament to it too. I was afraid to start my coaching business because I'm like, okay, so I'm supposed to coach people through shadow work. Shadow work is something that like some people don't understand what it's for, but it's those little invitations that God gives us a nudge to work on, those healing prompts that He allows us to be able to see through the lens now that we're older and now that we have the consciousness to actually not only accept, but to heal from. So every day that I make a YouTube post or if I make anything on TikTok, I know that it's serving a purpose and it's serving a community. So if you would like to not only work with me or work with Miss Lillian, I will put the show in the show notes below. But as always, thank you so much, guys, for tuning into Shadow Corner. I love seeing and being in your presence. And as always, we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.